Hi, today I would like to talk with you about how to find clients when building a creative business. And in case you're new here, my name is Ben and I'm the founder of 24 Stills, a video production company that's based in New York City and focused on mostly corporate content like documentaries and image spots for companies. And on this channel, I want to share with you my journey, my learnings that I've had over the last year, what worked for me and also maybe what didn't work for me. And as I said, today I would like to share with you my approaches, how I found clients here in this beautiful but also tough place called New York City. And before I show you my ways, how I get clients, I would like just quickly talk in general about expectations, because the most important thing is when you want to find clients is that most of the time it's a marathon and not a sprint. Things take time, and I think you meet up with people, you reach out to people, and it can easily be that you don't see results immediately, but I think it's kind of planting seeds and hoping that at some point these seeds grow and at a later point in life you can harvest these earnings more or less. I also learned a lot that you in some ways should always network, and I think it's very important that you network in an authentic way, because I think people can smell it if it's not authentic. But I think if you have a business, you should be able to talk about it, because you never know who listens to it and maybe needs the services or products that you provide. So let's start with the first way, how I find clients. And for me, it's definitely LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn nowadays is a great place because, especially when you're doing a lot of corporate stuff, all the decision makers are based on LinkedIn. And this means that it's the perfect platform to connect directly to people. So for example, what I do is that I look out for brand managers, communication managers, marketing managers, look out for companies that I find interesting, and I reach out to them. And to be honest, most of the times it's not very successful. Most of the times they don't come back to you, but there is a small percentage who come back to you. And I learned so far, when reaching out to them, it's very important to think about how you can add value to them, because they already have a job, they already most of the times are set with services, whatever. So what I like to do is doing maybe a little bit of research and think about what could this brand, this company maybe need video-wise. So what I, for example, did was I reached out to a couple of companies and offered them free content, just because I think if you add value to them, it's much more likely that, they just respond. And the other way I like to reach out is just by building connections. I sometimes connect with people and I do not ask immediately for anything. I just maybe comment on a post that they posted on LinkedIn or just an article they shared, because I just want to engage with them and build kind of a relationship, because I think on the long term, maybe it's time at some point to ask, hey, you work for this or that company, maybe do you need some video? Are you able to sit down for a coffee and connect? So the second way how I like to reach out to people is definitely over Instagram. And what worked for me so far is to reach out on Instagram to other people in the creative industry, for example, other filmmakers, just because I think it's very good to connect with other people who do similar work than I do, because maybe you get referred, maybe they have a client, or, and this is very important, just want to meet them, just want to talk how this industry works in this place. And I think it's very good to build a base of like-minded people in your area. I like to connect with documentary filmmakers here in New York City, reached out to them and build already a little community here, and got already some gigs that they referred me to other clients of them, which is great. Third thing seems super old school, but it's very, very important, and that's Facebook and other internet groups. I think one of my first gigs I landed in New York City was because I put my website in a Facebook group for filmmakers in New York City. I think they were looking for some business interviews back then, and I just put my website next to 20 other people in the comments, and yeah, they ended up going with me because you never know how strong your competition is and also what people are looking for. And so I learned putting myself on Facebook, but also putting myself on groups like Reddit can be very helpful. I think the most important thing when it comes down to that is that you do a little bit of research which kind of groups could be helpful for your niche. And another very important way how you can find clients and how you get your name out there is definitely network events. And I think this is, to be honest, probably one of the toughest one, because it can be challenging to put yourself in person out, maybe attending alone a meetup. I think it's very important that in your area, in your city, you connect with like-minded people. So for example, what I did was when I came to New York City, I started hosting my own creative filmmaker meetup. Just put it on meetup.com for anyone who works in the creative industry and who is interested in connecting. We met up in a bar, just a bunch of people, and yeah, just started connecting. And up to now, it's already happened 6 times that we met up. I met a bunch of cool people out there, people that I meet privately, but also people that referred me to a job that I could refer to another job. And yeah, I experienced so far that it's just great to know other people who are doing similar things, and that it can leverage your work and your possibilities a lot. And I think when it comes down to meetups, I think it's just important that you ask yourself, what do you want to achieve, and have a look what could be important for you. So in case you're in New York City, in case you're doing any creative work there, maybe you're a filmmaker as well, I put the link for our Instagram in this description. Feel free to check out our meetups, and I would love seeing you at the next one. And the last, and probably one of the most important points, how you find clients in a new place, but in general, is definitely in real life. And this is similar to the network events, where I say, I know that it can be very challenging to go outside, to meet up with people and put yourself out. But I think people want to connect and want to meet people. And it can be very helpful if you just reach out to people and say, hey, I do this or that. I'm new to this place. Would you be open to grab a coffee and talk about your experience in this field? And I didn't know that, but people are much more willing to help, and people like coffee in general. So yeah, it can't be hurtful if you just reach out to people and ask them for connecting with you. But by the end of the day, I think the most important thing is that whatever you do is to be authentic and not to do things that don't feel right for you, but also challenging yourself at least a little bit. Kind of finding the sweet spot between being authentic, but also pushing yourself because you wanna provide a service, you want to provide your business. So yeah, this is my experience, how I like to find clients here in this place. Would love to hear your experience so far. If you have maybe other tips, please feel free to share it in the comments. Also, if you have special questions, what I should cover of my experiences in the next videos, feel free to drop it in the comments. Would love to hear your feedback. And yeah, thank you so much, and I see you hopefully in the next one.